Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we have a couple of rebels. And by a couple of rebels, I mean, we have 300% overextension. We're expecting a lot more rebels before this is over. That said, I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to prevent the Particularists from firing. The Particularists, remember, they shouldn't be this high. The Particularists, if you recall, had 5 million people. But if we look at this, we can see most of them have like 4 unrest right now. 3 to 4 unrest is what most of their provinces have at this moment. Now, some of them are higher, but we're going to be able to get this number quite a lot lower by delaying when they fire until after some of these cores finish, which will be on 15 December. So we're going to tick forward here. And we may try to delay them further. We'll see how much they drop by. And yes, we're winning a lot of fights against rebels right now. That's to be expected. Let's see here. We have nobody coming up here. Let's go grab that. You can come back and siege there. Where are you heading? Is anyone heading here? I don't think so. Let's just do something kind of like this, but I'm going to force march them. We may as well. There's no reason not to force march at this time. So that's fine. We're going to tick forward here until the 1st. We are, of course, winning a lot of these provinces, or a lot of these battles, rather. Okay, we can spread these guys back out for recovery. Fantastic. We can move in here. These guys are headed over. And at this point, we can definitely start to core where we have a missionary working here. And that's building the Grand Palace of Bangkok. Okay, so we should definitely continue to core down this way for the moment. We're going to be bypassing this one for sure. But it's currently September. 15 and 17 December. Cool. So we're going to have a lot of revolts here. We are not at all surprised by this. Okay, this is a very large amount of revolts. But that's mostly rebels successful down over here. This is reasonably fine. Yeah, no real problem here. We knew that. I thought at first that all of these were rebels, and I was going to be like, oh boy, but no, they're not. So this should be reasonably manageable. We have a few separatists down over here. That's going to be split up very soon. So I think we'll come back to that. Fulani Separatists out over here. Polotskian Separatists. We're going to definitely need to move some forces up here. Okay. Gugi Separatists looks fine. No problem there. Carthaginian Separatists. A decent number of them. So we're going to come up something kind of like this. And we'll park these guys here for the time being. Lithuanian Separatists out here we'll need to deal with. Neapolitan Separatists. That's a lot of them as well. We'll just head over. Nuke Separatists, no problem. Swedish, no issues. Ethiopian, looks good. Okay, so that doesn't look so bad. That said, I'm going to raise 2 additional units. Okay. Cool. So we're winning additional battles here, and I want these guys to come down over here. Like so. I want these to come into the 6K stack. Cool. And then down over here, we know that these guys just finished up, so we can come down, no problem. Are you heading up after this? No, but you should be. There we go. Now these guys can definitely continue to make their way over. Yeah, overall this looks reasonably fine. It is currently September, and we're going to continue beating up these rebels in a lot of places. Okay, how many rebels do we have this month? Only 8. That's actually surprising. So I'm going to bring these 2 over to deal with this 75k stack. We've got some Mysorean Separatists down here, no problem. Assyrian Separatists are actually already being fought. I'm going to bring these guys up over here. Muwari Separatists, I think that these are already on their way in to here, right? They're not, actually. We'll bring them in something like this. Okay. Hassalese Separatists, we'll deal with those shortly. Ardalan Separatists. We could definitely send this force down to deal with those. Cool. Gujarati Separatists, we're coming over here. We already have them. And Delian Separatists. Now that's 59k. I'm going to bring this force up, force marched. And then these guys are just going to come on in. Cool. So we'll take forward here. There will be a lot of Separatists. We know this. There could have been a lot more if we had taken everything that we could have. But we just didn't have the admin power to do it, and the overextension obviously would have been way too much. So I'm going to have this force come over to here now. Cool. And we may as well actually have these guys come take back that location there. Beautiful. Okay, now, are we expecting to win this fight? That's the question. We should keep an eye on that one. And yes, we're winning a lot of fights right now. What is our current unrest? 925? Okay. We need to check in on the particularists here. So where are they at? Most of these are irrelevant numbers-wise. They're at 40%. Okay. So that number will continue to drop. Cool. Looking at this morale here, it looks good. $11 rebellions this month. Not too bad. Actually, 10. I moved one over without meaning to. We're going to move these guys down. I think they'll be okay with the leadership there. Omani Separatists over here. We will force march these up. Rousey Separatists. We're going to finish our cap here and then come back to that. Malwani Separatists are over here. I think we'll be okay-ish there. Especially if we bring these guys over after they're done here. Bohemian Separatists. Looks quasi-reasonable once we get some of this taken care of. Duala Separatists will head down and deal with, no problems. Kuman Separatists will head over. No problem here either. I'll split off one of these forces to deal with that. And Oga's Separatists. Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit tougher. We don't really have a lot of troops in that area right now. But that's fine. Are all of these rebels coming to stack in here? Maybe, but that might actually be fine. Let's pop a leader in here. And let's see how that ends up going. So we're currently about 1 month away from some of our cores finishing. That will be a big deal, for the record. A big, big deal indeed. Okay, so these guys are definitely on their way over. I'm going to split these forces, and we're going to send one up here, and then one down here. Cool. Otherwise, I think we're okay here. Cool. So let's let this month tick happen. And we'll see how many rebellions we have this month. 3. We have 3. That's very manageable. So we're going to head up over here. Kakanja Separatists are... We'll just send this force down to deal with them. No problem. And Yan Separatists up over here. Looks good to me. Cool. So I'm going to reroute these up to here. That'll be fine. Wonderful. So 67 is our next. Cool. So the real question is, once these two cores finish, that will drop our overextension by almost 50%. How much will that reduce our unrest by? That's the question. There's one core done. And there's the other. That's a lot better. So when is our next core finishing? 30 August of next year. So about 8 months away. Sounds great. So if we now look at our particularists, who should be at like... Oh, where are they? Here they are. Yeah, they're down to 3462. The next revolt will still be in 0.6 years. So I think it's still worthwhile to harsh treatment them. This is very expensive on the military power, but I think it's still worthwhile to do that to delay them by about another 4 months. Cool. Our statesman would leave court? That's a theologian. Okay, he's doing a great job. Cool. Okay, so how many rebellions do we have after this year tick? And also, I want to check with that being a year tick. That should have dropped some separatism, but not for any of this stuff. For sure. But we can definitely get going on another core, which we will do. We see a couple of rebellions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. This is going to be so much better at this point. So we have a pretty large rebellion out over here. I'm going to send these 3 units over to help deal with it. And we're going to have these guys come in here. Venati Separatists over here, no problem. Adeni Separatists. We'll head up to deal with them. And Medribari Separatists will deal with them as well. Cool. Okay, so I want to take a quick look around. These guys were not dealt with. We'll need to do that. Is there anyone else that we're currently missing? Yes. We need to attack here. And I'm going to send this force up to here. We should have done that. These guys are going to come up here via this location, so that's okay. I'm going to force march these down to there. These guys will come in here, although we don't need to force march them. Although we may as well force march both of them. In all honesty, it's completely free. So we're going to bring them in. I'm going to send one of these units out to here. Cool. We've now eliminated these rebels. So let's get that all dealt with. And we'll head up here. May as well force march it. No reason not to. And then these guys can come down to there. And I want to spread out these forces just a wee bit. I think that'll do. We'll cap back, if I can select these guys. There we go. We'll cap back this area. And these guys are heading into here. Looks good. We'll cap back up here. I'm going to eliminate these rebels first. We're walking in there, so we may as well come up here and cap. Cool. Good progress. So our overextension has dropped dramatically here. Beautiful. These guys should now be redirected to go here. There we go. Honestly, though, I'm going to tell them to go here still. We're going to use this force to come here and clear these guys. Fantastic. So looking at our overextension here, 65 is our next cost. Sounds good. So we have 2 revolts this month. Nothing too major. This is getting under control. So one here and one up over this way, which we will deal with immediately after here. There we go. That's already dealt with. Now I want to see where we're at for our particularists. Have we gotten lucky here? Where are they? There they are. They're at 20%. 0.8 years from here. Looks good to me. We will definitely have more cores done by then. Well, at least one more core, I hope. We're like 6 months away. Okay. We're cleaning up a lot of rebels. And we'll spread these guys out. Actually, no. We're going to march up to here. And these guys can head up and clear that up. Fantastic. This 40k stack can clear that out. And let's just grab our last remaining location over here. Yep, this is all looking good. We no longer need to be stacked here. And I'm going to send this force. Actually, we'll stay together here. Cool. This month's only one rebellion. Beautiful. We'll head on over. These guys can spread out a bit. Okay. And I don't think we need this quantity of troops, for sure. But we'll send these two down. I want to select just these two. There we go. We'll send them on down. Fantastic. Okay. Next month's tick. Revolutionary ideas will be removed. 30% chance of 29 regiments. Done. Okay. Well, that's a little awkward. Can we get there through Korea? No, we're going to have to use a navy for that, but that's okay. So our next core is at 65. Sounds good. And let's go ahead and eliminate that force. There we go. So next month's tick. We should check in on the particularists to see if we've been particularly unlucky. We'll do that after these revolts here. Well, that's already dealt with. Very convenient. Kappa separatists will head on down. And Persian separatists. No problem. Cool. So let's check in on the particularists. They should be at around 40%, I'm expecting. 50. Okay. We're going to have to harsh treatment them once more. I really dislike it. But we had a couple of bad rolls there, and that definitely means that we need to push that back by at least 3 months. Bare minimum. So that's fine. We'll go ahead and start coring. But this next core is very close to done. That's a conversion finishing. Not necessarily the biggest of deals. Okay. So I want to check in here on that provincial unrest. 1.4 is our highest provincial unrest. This core is going to make a lot of our unrest go away. This single core. 30 August. So this is the final tick here with that uncored. No rebellions this month. And this will be done on 4 November, so that's not far behind. That's a conversion finishing. So we will definitely continue to work on our conversions. We lose 50 dip power. That's not very relevant. There's that core finishing now, and bam. Look at that. So much less unrest. 0.3 is our highest unrest right now. Beautiful. So at this point, we can definitely core here, and we'll do so. Now I want to check in on those particularists. Now there's only 3 million of them. We do get a rebellion here. Oh, they're already back up to 50%. Wow, that's kind of unlucky. Okay. We're going to head up, I think. No, I wanted to select these guys. Apparently box select doesn't want to work, but that's okay. Cool. So we're going to get another core done here very soon, and this core should make all of our unrest go away. Or almost all of it. Anyway. Algerian separatists out over here are no problem. They're dealt with. Fantastic. So this next core will be finishing up on 4 November and then 6 January, the next one after that. No rebellions this month. And there's that core done. So with 220% overextension, we do have some unrest that is popping up because the cooldown on the rebellions is ticking down, but look at that. Only a few provinces here. So if we look at our uprisings now, if we look at our particularists, there's only 447k of them. That's almost none. So now we no longer care about them. Beautiful. So we are going to continue to core here, of course. And we'll have a few additional rebellions here and there. But we're not expecting them to be too many or too difficult. The particularists will be a little bit obnoxious to deal with. And we should be capping these back for sure. But they're not going to be bad at all. Cool. So this hasn't been a big deal at all. This is not going to be cored for a while. We're going to need to continue to core down this way. But there's another core finishing up. And we're now down to 200% overextension. As opposed to, what was it, 300? Yeah, I think it was like 308. There's those particularists. Again, that's kind of bad luck that they spawned as quickly as they did. They rolled very well on getting that done. But we're going to be able to handle them pretty easily here. These guys are dying very, very easily. I'm wondering if we can take them out just with single stacks. Maybe. We'll try it. We'll retreat if we have to, but it's a little greedy. I'm just checking around. Is that all of them? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Well, we're definitely going to core here. And yeah, a lot of those are not currently controlled. So that's fine. Hello, pause menu. Yeah. It worked. I don't know that I liked it. But it worked. In that one scenario. Let's split these guys up. We appear to have missed here. So let's move in over this way. And we'll see if this ends up working elsewhere. We're probably going to want leadership in order to pull this off. I'm not convinced on this one. We'll see. This one's looking pretty good. This one is not. I'm going to actually just go ahead and retreat. Okay, so we'll have these guys ready to go. We're going to turn these units around to reinforce here. We are winning a lot of these. This one we have to retreat. But we're going to head up here, and it should be victorious now. This one I'm not convinced by. We will pop in a leader. There we go. Okay, so we have some conversions finishing, and we can now grab a diplomatic idea. Diplomatic annexation cost reduction. Sure. We did actually get a revolt here, 2, to be precise. But there's another core finishing up, and the revolts are basically done. This one's dealt with, no problem. And Mombasan Separatists looks good to me. Cool. So we're fighting here. That should be victorious. We're now going to walk in here. Cool. And that should be those particularists dealt with. We will continue to convert, of course. Do we have another one? We do. Cool. And we can core. So we will core here. And this is definitely getting easier and easier from this point on. The Center of Revolution is still being a jerk, but that's to be expected. Okay. So we have barely any unrest down. That's great. That's very, very solid. Our overextension is still up there, no doubt about it. Let's see. We need to control that province to core it. That makes sense. Is this down over here? Got it. Okay. So there are no more particularists. There are a few other rebels around. Let's see what we've got. Where are they? Independence for Lithuania. Oh, that's these guys. Right. We haven't finished those off yet. Let's get those done. And let's see here. For Perm. Oh, right here. Sure. I just didn't see it. Cool. And then these guys down here, we should get all that taken care of. We should be good to go. Fantastic. We'll begin to core here. We do have another revolt out over this way. Honestly, Armenian Mississippi can deal with that. I'm not going to deal with that one. Have fun with that, Armenian Mississippi. Cool. So this is going to be a while before we can get this cored. But there's another province being cored. We're down to 165% overextension. And we're going to get another one very soon. Our unrest is basically gone. And with that, go our rebels. And that's great. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to finish up our coring and probably think about going back to war again. If we can find a good one against maybe Japan, or we might end up going against Imperator, in all honesty. That's probably what's going to end up happening. But you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, JJ Gamer, ALS Gamer, Ken2In, Yensgram, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.